Now, I know personally for me, I am a very oily person and my hair gets greasy pretty quickly. And I know how frustrating it is when you're told, just wash your hair less. It'll train your scalp to produce less oil. How often you should wash your hair is probably one of the most frequent questions I receive as a hairstylist. And like many other topics in the hair world, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. We all live different lifestyles, produce different amounts of oil, and even live in different climates. And these are all factors that should be considered when trying to figure out what that magic number is for you. So in this video, I'm going to give you a roadmap to help you determine how often you should wash your hair based on your hair type and other factors. And I'll also throw in some extra tips to help you extend that time between washes and some other frequently asked questions that I get about washing your hair. So I want you to grab a pen and paper, and as I talk about the different factors or categories, I want you to write down where you fall on that category. I'll calculate mine along the way for an example so you can see how it works. Okay, the first factor we're going to talk about is your hair type. Now, since hair absorbs oil, it makes sense that if you have a lot more hair, you're going to be able to go longer between washes than if you have less hair. And when you have curly hair, because your hair is bending, it's opening the cuticle along the outside of those bends, which is going to require a little bit more moisture because it's easier for moisture to slip out of the hair. So in general terms, if you have a ton of coarse, curly hair, you're going to be able to go longer than if you have thin, fine, and straight hair. Now, if you aren't sure what your hair type is, check out this video above where I break down all the different hair type categories to figure out exactly where you fall. So for density, if you have thin hair, you should wash your hair every 1 to 2 days. If you have medium density hair, you should wash your hair every 3 to 4 days. And if you have thick hair, you can go 4+ days. Personally, for me, I have a medium density of hair, so I would write down every 3 to 4 days here. Okay, moving on to hair texture. Now, the texture refers to the diameter of each individual hair strand. It's not necessarily correlated to your wave pattern or how much hair you have on your head. So if you have fine hair, you should write down 1 to 2 days. If you have medium textured hair, write down 3 to 4. And if you have coarse hair, write down 4+. For me personally, I'm in the middle again. I have a medium textured hair, so I'm gonna write down 3 to 4 again. Okay, moving on to wave pattern. So if you have straight hair, write down 1 to 2 days. If you have wavy hair, write down 3 to 4. And if you have curly hair, write down 4+. For me personally, I have wavy hair, so I'm gonna write down 3 to 4. Now, I also wanna point out that even though my hair is wavy, I do regularly blow dry it straight. I'm still writing down 3 to 4 in this category because my natural wave pattern is wavy. Okay, moving on to the length of your hair. If you have short hair, and we're talking like a bob or a pixie, you're gonna wanna write down 1 to 2 days. And if you have mid-length hair, so this is around shoulder length, you're gonna write down 3 to 4. And if you have long hair, so below shoulder length, you're gonna write down 4+. For me personally, I have longer hair, so I'm gonna write down 4. Okay, next up is skin type. Now, this is referring to how much oil your skin produces. And I definitely wanna talk about this here. So there's a myth that you can train your hair and your skin to produce less oil by not washing it as often. And while there may be a tiny bit of truth to this, where if you're excessively drying your skin out, it may kind of overproduce to make up for the dryness. You can't change the number of sebaceous glands that you were born with. If you have naturally oily skin, washing your hair less isn't going to decrease the amount of sebaceous glands that you have. Most people don't actually notice a huge difference by training their hair to produce less oil. Some people do say that it works. Some of us just have oily skin no matter what we do. So if you have oily skin, you're gonna wanna write down 1 to 2 days. If you have combination or normal skin, you're gonna write down 3 to 4. And if you have dry skin, you're gonna write down 4+. For me personally, I'm oily, so I'm gonna write down 1 to 2 here. Now, my previous numbers were all 3 to 4, so where I'm sitting at right now is gonna be every 2 to 3 days, but we still have some more factors to consider. Okay, so next up is the condition of your hair and whether you have chemical treatments or not. Generally, healthy and virgin hair is going to need to be washed more frequently than damaged or heavily processed hair. This is because when hair is damaged or chemically treated, the cuticle is open so moisture can slip out of the hair much easier. And since our scalps produce oil to moisturize our hair and our skin, this oil is needed to keep the hair moisturized. So if you have very healthy or virgin hair, you're gonna write down 1 to 2. If you have color treated hair or you iron it somewhat regularly, you're gonna write down 3 to 4. And if you have bleached, lightened, damaged, or chemically straightened or relaxed, you're gonna write down 4 plus. Now this can be a little bit confusing if you have color treated hair, but not at your root. And I fall into this category. My hair has been lightened with high lift, but my roots are natural. So in this instance, I'm actually gonna select the middle option, 3 to 4 days. This is because I have a little bit of both. So based on all of the current factors, my number is sitting at every 3 days. Okay, now let's talk about our lifestyle. Now your lifestyle refers to how active you are or how much you sweat. When sweat sits on your scalp, it can create a breeding ground for dandruff. And this is a bigger reason to want to wash your hair to remove any moisture or bacteria that can lead to the fungus that causes dandruff. Later, we'll talk about some ways that you can navigate this, particularly referring to sweat. But for now, just follow this time frame. If you are very active or sweat frequently, you're gonna wanna wash every 1 to 2 days. If you're somewhat active, but you're not sweating a lot every day, you can write 3 to 4. And if you're not super active or you don't sweat much at all, you can write 4 plus. For me, I go to the gym regularly, but I'm not sweating a lot all the time, so I'm gonna write 3 to 4 for this one. Now let's talk about the season and the climate that you live in. So this season is kind of tailing off of the last section based on sweat. Obviously, we're gonna sweat more in the summer than we do in the winter time. So if it's summer, you're gonna wanna write down 1 to 2. If it's spring or fall, you're gonna write down 3 to 4. And if it's winter, you're gonna write down 4 plus. And as far as climate goes, if you live out west where the air is drier, you can go a lot longer than if you live on the East Coast where you can literally cut the humidity with a knife. Because there's extra moisture in the air, it seems to moisturize your hair a little bit better. So if you live in a humid climate, you're gonna write down 1 to 2 days. If you're in between, 3 to 4. And if you live in a very dry climate, 4 plus. For me, I live on the East Coast, so I'm gonna write down 1 to 2 here. So now let's total up your score. For me, I had mostly 3 to 4s. I had 1 4 plus, and I had a couple 1 to 2s. So it's safe to say for me that my magic number would be between 2 and 4 days. So 3 is technically my magic number, and I can say this is definitely the sweet spot for me. Now, if you had mostly 1 to 2s, I suggest implementing some of the steps that I'm gonna recommend on how to extend the time between washes. But the reality is, you're likely not gonna be able to go a whole week without washing your hair. And I'll touch more on this later on if it's bad for you to wash your hair every single day or not. Now, if you had a lot of 4 pluses, then I suggest testing the waters and seeing how far you can make it. I had a client that had a ton of naturally curly hair, and she regularly went 2+ weeks without washing her hair. Now, I wouldn't really recommend going much longer than 2 weeks, even if you're able to, just to get everything cleaned and exfoliated really well. But now let's talk about how we can extend that number to either get a little bit further than your average or just getting to the higher number of your average. Now, you may want to implement these tips regularly, or maybe you have something coming up like a trip, or possibly maybe you're staying in the hospital or you have a broken arm and you're just not physically able to wash your hair very often. These tips are gonna help you push it out as far as you can. And I wanna say that while my average number was every 3 days, I have gone 2 full weeks without washing my hair. And there was one point in my life where I was extremely busy and I was doing this on a regular basis. So even if you have a lower number as your average, there are things you can do to push that a little bit further. And number 1 is to blow dry your hair instead of air drying it. Now, when we blow dry our hair, we're prepping it to better absorb oil from your scalp. This is because the cuticle is opened a little bit more and it's easier for the hair to get absorbed into the cortex. When we let our hair air dry, the water kind of helps to smooth that cuticle down, and oil is more likely to coat the outside of the hair and sit on top of it rather than being absorbed inside of it. And if you sweat a lot, whether it's from working out or it's summertime, then I actually recommend blow drying your hair when you're sweaty. This is just so you don't have sweat or moisture sitting on your scalp, because this can lead to scalp irritation. So blow drying your hair generally will get you another day or two at least. Okay, so number 2 is brushing your scalp and distributing the oil. And this is a big one. So brushing your scalp is a fantastic way to exfoliate your scalp and pull some of that oil down from sitting at your scalp down to the ends that need that oil. I'm not talking about using a wet brush for 2 minutes when you get the tangles out. I'm saying you're gonna wanna take 5 to 10 minutes with a boar bristle brush and really brush your scalp and exfoliate and stimulate your scalp while pulling the oil down to your ends. So again, not only does this stimulate and exfoliate your scalp, but you're removing buildup and distributing that oil properly so that you don't wind up with dry ends and oily at your roots. Now, to take it one step further, you can actually take your blow dryer with the boar brush and glide that oil down. Again, the blow dryer is gonna help to open that cuticle a little bit so that your ends can better absorb that oil. Now, just keep in mind that this does not work as well with synthetic bristle brushes. Natural boar brushes are gonna give you the best results here. Personally, I like to use a large round boar brush for both brushing my scalp and blow drying my hair, and it's like an all-in-one tool. And these are like impossible to get tangled in your hair, so don't let the round part freak you out. But if you aren't a fan of round brushes, you can totally do this with a flat paddle brush as well. And I'll put some links in the description to my favorite boar bristle brushes. Okay, so the next one is dry shampoo. Now, I recently did a video talking about dry shampoo and how to use it, and you can find that above. But dry shampoo absorbs oil from your hair, neutralizes odor, and can even aid in adding a little bit more volume in fine and thin hair types. And I have found the secret to getting the most time out of using dry shampoo is using it from day 1 on. This way, rather than combating already oily hair, you're being proactive about it and getting the dry shampoo in there, so as the oil is released, it's already being absorbed. Now, not all dry shampoos are created equally. There are some that are weaker and some that are stronger, and I'll list some in the description with an explanation for each one. Okay, and so number 4 is if you are pretty oily and dandruff prone like myself, you may find it hard to skip a lot of days without your scalp getting irritated, even if you've implemented some of the previous options like brushing your scalp and using dry shampoo. Maybe your hair doesn't necessarily feel greasy, but your scalp feels irritated. Now, to stop this from happening, I regularly use a dandruff shampoo and a scalp tonic. Now, these are specifically medicated to counteract any of the fungus or bacteria that leads to dandruff growth. So even if there is that little bit of moisture that does sit on your scalp, this is gonna help stop it from getting itchy and irritated. And I find that this works wonders. This is the most proactive way to be able to skip days when you're really oily without having problems. Now, if you do have flakes, I suggest watching this video above to determine if you have dandruff or dry scalp, because they are actually 2 different issues. But ultimately, if you are oily, you likely have dandruff. Now let's talk about some other common questions that I get about washing your hair. Okay, and the first one is it bad to wash your hair every day? And ideally, it is in your best interest to try to push it to every other day if possible. I know that this can be difficult if you have extremely thin hair or if you're super active and you sweat a lot. And it's not the end of the world if you do wash it every day. For some people, they really feel like they have to. But if you are blow drying and ironing your hair every day, this can become really damaging, especially if it's also lightened and color treated. So whether you're washing it every day or every other, I highly recommend just making sure you're using professional grade, higher quality products that are strengthening for the hair, just to avoid any unnecessary breakage from washing it so much and drying it out. Okay, so the next question is, how often should I wash my hair if I'm trying to grow it out? Now, contrary to what you may have heard on the internet, washing your hair and hair growth aren't really correlated. Your hair grows in stages that do not change based on your shampoo routine. Now, I will say that if you are washing it too frequently and you're drying it out and ironing it and it's getting damaged, then it is more likely to break off on the ends and get shorter quicker. But ultimately, shampooing doesn't have an impact on the speed of the hair coming out of your head. It's more so correlated to the condition of your hair itself. Now, if you're interested in learning more about the stages of hair growth, check out this video above where I talk about hair growth and hair loss. And this should give you a general idea for how long you can expect it to take your hair to grow out. Okay, and the next one is, should I get my hair wet on non-wash days? Now, if you are blow drying and ironing your hair, then no, you should not get your hair wet on non-wash days. And this is gonna save you time and unnecessary damage. But if you don't blow dry and iron your hair, then it doesn't really matter so much. And actually, like for men that aren't using a lot of heavy styling products or pomades, this is actually something that I recommend for them. And it can actually help them go a little bit longer without shampooing. This is because the water is going to help rinse and pull some of those oils from their scalp. So if you don't blow dry your hair, then yes, you can still get it wet and it might actually help you go an extra day. And that leads us to our last question. How often should I condition my hair? So overall, you should condition your hair every time you're washing it. For me personally, on the days I don't wash my hair, I'm not even getting it wet. Some of you still get your hair wet on non-wash days, and that's totally fine. But do you need to condition it? No, I would not condition your hair on non-wash days. And the reason is because you're gonna then have to wash it sooner because you're just adding more moisture and oils to your hair. Your scalp already produces oil to moisturize your hair. So if you can brush or pull that oil down, you're better off doing that rather than adding extra conditioner on those non-wash days. And again, if you do blow dry your hair, then you definitely don't want to wet your hair and just condition it in between your wash days. If you style it, you're just gonna wanna keep it dry. All right, guys, that is gonna be it for this video. I hope this helped you in finding your magic number. And let me know in the comments if you learned anything from my extra tips on how to extend those days. Make sure you subscribe if you wanna make every day a good hair day.